Tuberculosis. According to the World Health Organization, more than 2 billion people carry the tuberculosis, TB, bacteria. That's more than 1 out of every 4 people on Earth, making TB one of the most common diseases on the planet. For most people with TB, their infection is latent, meaning it's effectively sleeping, not hurting them, and not contagious to anyone else. Active TB makes a person sick and contagious. TB generally attacks a person's lungs, leading to coughing, chest pain, fatigue, and fever, among other symptoms. Less commonly, TB attacks the brain, spine, kidneys, or other organs. In 2013, there were more than 9 million new cases of TB, and more than 1.5 million people died from it. Clearly, TB is a very contagious, otherwise more than 2 billion people wouldn't have it. It's a disease most likely to travel between family members, friends, and work colleagues. In other words, the people we spend the most time around. That's because it's spread through the air, unlike via rat fleas or poop-polluted water, and only by inhaling TB germs can a person become infected. It remains far more widespread in some places than others, notably parts of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Across the world, it is the #1 killer of people with HIV/AIDS. There is a TB vaccine, but like the plague vaccine, it's not very effective. TB is curable. However, the treatment is not as easy as taking antibiotics for a few weeks. Treating TB means taking a series of different antibiotics for 6 months or longer. Many people infected with TB don't take their antibiotics appropriately or for as long as they're supposed to. It bears repeating. Bacteria are very clever. If given the chance, they mutate or change, having learned how to resist the antibiotics used to fight them. This has happened with TB. It's gotten stronger and learned how to outwit traditional antibiotics. This is known as drug resistance. Newer antibiotics have been developed to treat the drug-resistant strains of TB, and researchers are searching for even more powerful new treatments and better ways to aid patients in taking all their antibiotics correctly and for as long as needed. It's vital that people take the medicine to rid their bodies of the TB infection, because not only is it good for them, it's also the most effective way to stop the spread of TB to other people. A crucial part of this is ensuring people know whether or not they have TB. May sound obvious, but lots of people with TB don't know they have it. TB is very rare in the US. If you travel to a country with extensive TB, which again the CDC can tell you, try to avoid being in closed spaces with people who have TB or with strangers, because it's close contact with TB patients that make you sick. That definitely doesn't mean you should avoid countries with extensive TB, but rather take precautions. I've traveled to a lot of places with TB and thankfully never gotten it. Most people who are exposed to TB don't wind up getting infected, but it's better to be on the safe side and to go get tested if you ever suspect you might have TB. It's also likely you'll have to take a TB test if you ever want to volunteer or work at some of the places mentioned in this book, like the Packard Children's Hospital, where I volunteered in college. That's also nothing to be scared of.